Hey everyone, welcome back to the Justfly channel. My name is Jay and I'm the host of this channel, and today we have some exciting news coming from Microsoft Flight Simulator with their May developer update stream happening not that long ago. We're going to take you for a recap of what happened throughout that whole entire live stream. With obviously Microsoft doing continuous updates with bug fixes, but they have done some new things with some freebies and also partnered up with Work Entitled to bring out some new jets as well. Let's get straight into it, but before we do that, make sure you like, comment and subscribe, and comment down below what you found interesting about today's video, and let's not waste any time, let's get straight in with it. Kickstarting off the news with York. He kickstarted off the live stream by launching it into the latest sim update 2 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, which has seemed to be largely well received by the community. The update fixed 37 of the top 120 user reported issues and bugs within 2024's game, with a further 7 receiving part fixes. Since the launch of 2024, a total of 62 of those 120 top priority items have now been resolved, with 24 more fixes in progress and 29 under investigation by the team. Now, York is summarized by saying that overall he feels great progress has been made throughout the time that 2024 has been out. This is where he would like to be, but there is still clearly more work to be done. Now, along with also Sim Update 2, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 is now officially available on Nvidia GeForce Now, which is a game hosting streaming platform aimed at users on lower end hardware, or even could just be using it on a phone. The idea of this service is that you'll pay a small fee and you'll get access to a high-end gaming system playing the flight simulator on that, with the result of being live streamed via a low latency connection to your PC at home. York shared some stats showcasing that on May the 15th, over 4,000 players have already accessed Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 via Nvidia GeForce Now's product, with an average of GeForce Now users accessing the platform via a system spec consisting of around about 16 gigs of RAM with an Intel Core i5 CPU, with also the Intel UHD integrated graphics on a 1920 by 1080p display with 256 gigs of storage. For users on systems like these who previously only could dream of being able to run a program that is such demanding, GeForce Now represents a considerably more affordable means to access the sim, with the game already being at top 50 on GeForce Now's gaming platform.
DWK.
Now, the stream mainly consists of a portion of overall focus on the Sim Update 16 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, because obviously when the beta was launched, there was not really that much information besides the changelog. Now, the official target release date is July the 1st, with York citing the only reason why it's being released at this time is because there are so much exhibitors bringing their systems to Flight Sim Expo, and if a Sim update was pushed out during the Expo time, it would crash the internet with so many people trying to download it all at once. Now, Sim Update 16 will be the next Sim update for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, with the last one having been prior to the launch of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. The team welcomed on the head of engine at Asobo Studios to the stream to talk about how new things are coming with this update. Firstly, the game development kit, also known as the GDK, has been refined to improve memory usage. This should benefit all systems, but in particular the Xbox Series S users on Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020, with seeing a greater platform stability on this system as further resources are now required for the same results. A few other back-end improvements will also be coming to the console edition, with the update including a long-awaited mouse and keyboard support. Work Entitled will also bring in a handful of fixes and improvements to various amounts of aircrafts and avionics suites, although those are most likely items that have already been presented in 2024's sim and also now being pushed back into 2020's game. This is more likely bringing both the sims kind of like closer together, so there is not really that much difference between the sims. Now, moving over to City Update 11. Now, to consist with this year's Flight Sim Expo in Provincey, Rhode Island, City Update 11 will feature the host city of the convention along with a handful of others along the US Northeast. York didn't name any sort of other cities explicitly besides from Provincey because there are way too many inside of it, but he hopes that all simmers will enjoy the update, which is supposed to be targeted for its release date of June the 27th. Now, sadly, the team will not be presenting at this year's Expo, slow, but this is because York has said that the team are actually hard work on fixing Flight Sim 2024 and cannot afford to take any time out of their schedule to attend the show this year. That being said, York has given his full endorsement to the show, as well as the owner of Flight Sim Associations and his team who has organized the show every single year.
Helps it.
Now moving over back to some more on Sim Update 16 is that there is a borderline goal for this update, and it is to bring world data and alignment between the two sims. Now from Sim Update 16, Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 will use the same data as 2024. This change will mean updates for users in the older simulator to aerial imagery, DEM data, vector data including roads, buildings, footprints, and water bodies, as well as generic airport data. Now it will not affect tin city photogrammetry data, such as these are going to be undefined already, and also it will not affect tin countryside photogrammetry at places like, for example, the Grand Canyon. This countryside photogrammetry is 2024 exclusive and will not be ported over to the new game. World data alignment does not mean that 2020 users will get access to a other handful of bespoke 2024 features either. 3D trees, seasons and snow, ground detailing, crop fields, cliff mapping, and photometric rendering will still remain on 2024's game. Some of the benefits of this new process were shown on screen at two particular locations. Aspirin was shown in the current patch to have a false data flag for a river. In reality, this river flows underground, but the sim shows an awkward blue line stretching across the terrain where this is simply isn't presented in reality. In a newer update, it ensures that such things like this will be fixed. Now there were side-by-side comparisons of Aspirin in 2020's current Sim Update 15, with also the 2020's game coming in Sim Update 16, as well as a side-by-side comparison again with 2024's game. Man, that's a lot to go through, but there's the side-by-side comparison on the screen. Now the head of engine also highlighted that there are new tree masks that will be coming inside 2020's game, with the same one presented in 2024's as well. This is derived from Microsoft's ground surface type analytics, which is machine learning based. This is more precise than what is in 2020's game currently, and there is so far some before and after shots shown on screen as well. Along with the stuff that I just spoke about, there is also going to be a tiny update to the name change of the older Flight Sim game. Although we already know the game as Microsoft Flight Simulator and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, they're now officially changing the name to include the 2020 on the end of the old sim. That means that it will now be called Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Now users can expect to see this land very soon, as the game is going to be starting to change on Xbox, Windows and Steam libraries very shortly. Now the team didn't dwell on this for that long, as I expect there is still kind of like ongoing things going on, but the new sim update, which is Sim Update 3, will have a whole bunch of bug fixing and performance improvements, with the #1 wishlist item in York's material being FPS performance. This might be VRAM bug issues that are going to be fixed very soon. Users will be pleased to hear that this item, along with vast majority of the items in the top 50 of the wishlist, are flagged as in progress now for Sim Update 3.
DJ Choice on the beat.
Chris Burton then launched into a progress update on the up-and-coming expert series Embraer Praetor, which was first announced back in March. The business jet seems to be coming along very nicely, with highly detailed interior and exterior modeling, with textures applied being showcased in all of its glory. We could also see from these screenshots that lighting has also been completed as well. Chris then turned his attention on to the avionics, and he said that he wants to refine the standards for the expert series aircrafts, and this is to mean complete cockpit modeling with no inoperable controls. All electric circuits are going to be modeled, and a fully functional HUD, support for various amounts of display layouts including display revisions, accurate data sourcing from the displays, and all of this is supposed to be planned plus more. Now Chris has said that the screenshots are still early work in progress, but the team wanted to show them off as well. He also pointed out that the image showcasing the FMS is actually showing one of the systems that the team has been able to get working at this early stage. The aircraft also uses a fully modeled pipeline fusion avionics system with dual FMS running on their own modules, calculating separate outputs individually. A full set of fusion flight planning tools are in the roadmap for development, including alternations, multiple destinations, secondary flight plans, flight plan uplink, custom waypoints, offset, and more that the community has been asking for in high fidelity payware add-ons for years. Now, to really ram the point home of this being the new benchmark and setting the new benchmark for expert series, Chris has gave an example of positioning systems. This will feature an IRS system with accurate gyro compassing alignment times, which will be based on the aircraft's latitude and other characteristics like noise drift. All 5 Praetor's navigation modes are being simulated, which will include GNSS with the SBAS accuracy and errors, DME and DME modes. There will also be DME and VOR modes, IRS, AHRS, and also of course the good old-fashioned dead Rokin. Navigation sensors will generate position estimates individually, which will generate uncertainty figures depending between each estimate. The estimates are then going to be used across the whole entire of the aircraft systems, such as the synthetic vision, the FMS, and the map. The aircraft won't be using 100% accurate GPS location at all times, and it will be using a calculated position based on the simulated systems working in order. Working Title's also been able to use 2024's SDK to build a custom EFB app specific for this aircraft. Chris said that he hopes that this will act as an example for other third-party developers going forward to showcase how to build a custom aircraft app within the EFB framework of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. He then wants to make it very clear again that this is still very early, but however, the app already has compatibility to show readouts from one of the systems that I just covered, with the ability to disable various amounts of sensors and systems on the aircraft, alike with also the user-generated failure mode. All of this, Chris says, is going to give off the real expert series experience, and also he's hoping that when it comes out, everyone enjoys it.
Bringing it back to the start, even though you broke my heart.
And last but not least from this developer recap is the next aircraft inside the famous Fly series, which will also be the 3rd make good aircraft which Microsoft are giving to the community for free as an acknowledgement of the poor status of Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 at its initial release, and also that was obviously previously announced at FS Expo. For this edition of the famous Fly, Microsoft are releasing their first piper after the company recently acquired licensing rights from the manufacturer. The PA-28-236 Dakota will be the next aircraft. This is a 4-seater PA-28 with a fixed undercarriage. A various amount of pitch consistent speed propellers has also been able to be put inside of this. This will also come with a beefier engine than its cousin, with a 235 horsepower Longcoming 0540-J3A5D, which is also known as a 6-cylinder, which is normally aspirated. The aircraft's high horsepower is obviously going to be good for the constant speed propeller, which means that it has a high useful load and great climb performance without the complexity of doing some sort of things with the undercarriage, and it also makes it a very good aircraft ideally for cross-country cruising and utility. The PA-28-236 was developed in partnership with Cardinaro and is expected to be released during the Expo on June the 27th. And that is it for today's Microsoft Flight Simulator news video. I'm hoping that you guys enjoyed it. Yesterday's one was all about the Microsoft Flight Simulator May development stream. Hoping that you guys enjoyed it. I do have a video, as I keep on reminding, I have a video coming out on Thursday, which is supposed to be the product review. I'm going to keep on to that hold. As always, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment down below what you found interesting about today's video. And as always, this has been your boy Jay. I hope to see you guys in another Just Fly video. Happy flying.